shoes. Are those 2.0s like Reebok? Are those like old school? I can't even tell.
They're nobles.
Oh,
You're not allowed to wear Reeboks in there.
Right.
oh, I forgot about that. I forgot about that.
So we are live on YouTube, everyone, for open announcement 22.1. So excited to be with you guys again for another year. I have with me Charlie Odie, Kat Shear, and Cheryl Nasso, and we're going to break down all the news that is coming out of here. Right now, they're at break on the announcement. When they go live, I am going to try to do a screen share of the announcement. So
I can't believe it's already been a year since the last Open. Like, where? It's crazy how time flies. And a lot has happened. Like, think about all the changes that have happened with CrossFit, with everything. It's crazy.
So true.
What is the other sponsor? Surface Co? Oh, here we go. I see a commercial break. That means it's starting, right?
it's the intro. I have something with Justin Medeiros. Am I like on the wrong thing?
That's what I was looking at. I think that just came on, so I think we're about to start. It's funny. I like barely ever do wall walks, and I'm like, oh, I should probably start doing some wall walks. And I decide to throw a dumbbell at my foot, and I just saw wall walks again. And I did wall walks this morning, and I'm like, here we go again.
I have not done a wall walk since the Open last year.
I have not done many. I've maybe done 5 workouts with them in it.
I'm in denial.
You know what? The wall walk to me is like, do you remember when burpees, like your first time doing burpees, how it just felt like every rep took so long?
Yeah.
And that's how a wall walk feels. All right.
So can you guys see that?
We can.
Kind of.
It's real choppy.
It is. It's very choppy. Got it pulled up on my phone though too.
Are we gonna get audio, Scott?
Sure.
There we go.
There we go.
Well, one is ahead of the other. Okay.
It's a good first week of lineup with the people that they have. I'm super excited to watch all of them.
Okay, this is fun.
Are the boys going then the girls, or are they all 4 going?
That's a good question. That seems like a small area, but
yeah.
I bet it's 2 and 2.
Yeah, I think it is.
I am really bad at this.
Yeah, we need to hear this, Scott. There we go.
You usually train at sea level. Now we're at a way higher elevation. How much do you think this is going to affect your performance today?
Thankfully, I haven't really felt the altitude yet, and we've been enjoying the change of pace. The snowy Colorado weather relative to the Miami sun has been awesome.
Yeah, well, hopefully the elevation won't affect you too much. Pat, in terms of you finished first at Wadapalooza, you finished second at the games. Do you get any nerves or an anxiety before an open announcement?
Always. It's a different kind of environment here. There's a little less on the line, really. It's the early stages of the season. But I think anytime you compete, you're competing next to another good athlete, you always feel that little bit of pressure. And if nothing else, there's pride on the line.
All right, good luck, gentlemen, tonight. Throwing down 22.1. But next up, we have the announcement of 22.1. We're going to send it back over to Kayla.
Now the boys are on the stage. If there wasn't already enough clout in the room, I think it's time to talk to one of the biggest names to ever grace the CrossFit scene. For the announcement of 22.1, I give you 5 times fittest woman on earth, Tia Claire Toomey.
Woo! Oh, where'd your music go?
Hey everyone. Alrighty. So, I thought I would rip that clean, but didn't. Firstly, good luck to everyone competing in the 2022 Open. 22.1 is a triplet. In 15 minutes, complete as many rounds and reps as possible of 3 wall walks, 12 dumbbell snatches, and 15 box jump overs. Let the games begin.
All right.
You know what, Derek, I don't normally say this, but I feel like I actually like the look of that workout. Don't mind a dumbbell snatch, don't mind a box jump, and it's only 3 wall walks, so it's
Yeah,
not too bad.
it's the wall walks that are going to get you at the end, dealing with all those reps. But I will say, I think it was harder for Tia to open up that envelope. Participate in this workout.
I agree, but she did it with style. Now, we have some similar movements this year, but there are some different standards. So for more on that, let's head to Chase Ingram and Sean.
Oh boy. Different
All right.
standards?
Uh-oh.
Knew they were coming back.
I didn't know they were.
Sean, for all these people.
Let me look at the.
And
I'll pull
Kayla
up the
mentioned some
website.
differences in the movements, things you need to keep in mind with the wall walks and the box jump.
Yeah, so this year they're going to standardize the line. They actually tested this at the CrossFit Games last year with that thruster wall walk. A couple they had back and forth, 10 down to 1. So there's going to be a standard for the men and the women. On the box jump over, new movement, no burpee. But what's very important is that they are not allowing you to rebound the box, which I'm a huge component of. They wanted to look at athlete safety for the majority of the masses. And so if you're going to have to step down on the box deliberately for these box jump overs.
That's
Details.
weird.
This is how it is going to look. And after you watch this video, make sure you go to games.crossfit.com, read all the rules and all the standards so you don't have to do it again, because if you're going to do it again, you're going to have a bad time.
CrossFit Games.
Okay.
Games Open Workout 22.1 is as many repetitions as possible in 15 minutes of
15 minutes. Ugh.
No.
It's gonna go fast.
That's how I come
I mean,
out.
think about it. That's gonna be maybe for the. Well, we're gonna talk about that, but
your score is the total number of repetitions completed inside the 15 minutes. For the official movement standards, as well as information about
Okay.
vision and
Who is that doing that? Is that
Alessandra
Alessandra?
Pacelli.
Okay. Was she testing workouts too? Do we know?
That I do not know. I'm going to stop the share for a second
Okay.
so we can talk.
Because I'm trying. The reason I asked that is I'm trying to determine whether this is Dave's workout or not. Right? Because
yeah, I think this is a good workout.
I think they
Yeah.
still use it.
I
hope
feel
we
like
find
they
out.
would have been. I feel like it would have been smart to like change all the workouts that have already been, because as much as Dave Castro was likely the one that was creating them, there was other people involved in it, with like we were talking today, Boz and Justin and everything. I'm sure that they all.
sure,
Yeah.
and they have to create the foundations version and the scaled version and the adaptive version, and I'm sure, Dave probably just did the headline, and then there were probably lots of people, figuring out all those details.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Can I just say I'm a
So-
little tired of wall walks?
I haven't done them in a year.
How many wall walks have you
Fine.
done, Scott? Huh? In the past one?
Question show.
Since what?
Since when? How many wall walks have you done?
None.
Exactly. So
Too many.
you'd be tired. You'd be tired of them. I know. It's a
So
it's a weird
tired of them.
movement. It's a weird movement. It really is. It's kind of like, I don't know.
It's that last right against the wall standard. That's the
Sounds
problem.
like it's here to stay. But they did mention a standard, right? So they're going to have a measurement for men, a measurement for women. It sounds like you're not going to be
Yeah.
doing this whole, measure your arms and the length of your nose and, all that. So I'm sure whatever it is, it will be to my disadvantage.
Yeah.
As
Oh,
usual.
yeah. Of course. Little
So
people don't get
why don't we hear from Kat and Cheryl about how you would coach athletes to do this workout. I want to hear from Kat from because you coach a lot of beginning athletes and foundation athletes.
Yep. So my whole overarching theme for the Open for all of my athletes is we're going to have fun. We're going to have a good time. A lot of people, this is their very first Open. So there's not sort of anything to go by. They don't need to try to beat themselves from last year. Their fitness is what it is, and it's sort of a point in time, right? So we've not done wall walks here at CrossFit Clarity. So that's going to be a new movement for everybody. So we're going to have to spend a little time, explaining what that movement is. I'm going to have to learn what the new standard is and figure that out. Obviously, lots of, shoulder warming up, dumbbell snatches we've all done, box jump overs. We did a million of them yesterday, of course, with the burpee. So that'll be fun. I'll get lots of groaning about that. But there's really sort of no body part here that you're not sort of using, right? You gotta get overhead. You've got to warm up those arms and shoulders. You're going to have to warm up your legs. Most people in my box are going to be doing step ups. I'm assuming that's going to be one of the scaled versions of that, unless it's some kind of a lower box jump. I kind of like the no rebounding thing, but that's going to be more applicable for some of those elite athletes to see just how quickly they can get down and up. They're really going to have to, I would assume, come up, pivot, come down, come up, pivot, come down real quickly, which is what I do anyway, but I'm certainly not elite. So Cheryl, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, a couple of things. I mean, I don't know exactly what you want me to go into in terms of the box jumps. I'm just looking at it I think talking about the step in general, I do like the standardization from a safety perspective. However, I think it does somewhat limit what we're going to see the top level athletes be capable of in terms of repetitions in this workout. And I don't know that I absolutely love that, but I think for the safety of it and knowing that the Open is honestly not meant to test those athletes anyways, it's just meant to get them to the next stages. So I do think it's good to standardize it. I don't think it's necessarily going to hinder who gets to the next level. You know what I'm saying? I think that the fittest people are still going to get through if they're stepping down, but I do think that it can be a little bit, I'm going to be honest, I think it's going to pace the workout a lot better. I do think that the workout's going to have a lot more pacing to it with that box jump over being standardized. It definitely just kind of going to what I know that you were just talking to Kat about coaching is I would definitely have athletes just practicing a couple of different strategies with the pivot on top versus turning around on top, all the different things. Some people, depending on the actual standards, might like to jump a little sideways. That just can be a little bit quicker. That's more of an efficiency thing if you're not looking at a beginner athlete. So that's my thoughts on the box jump overs.
Yeah. And they're not, depending on, even the most elite athletes, those box jump overs are going to be slow, right? You can't really make up a lot of time on those. You just have to sort of be consistent. Same thing with the snatches, right? Like the time it takes for you to get to the ground, to get up, no one's going to be breaking those up. Elite athletes are not going to be breaking those up. It's going to come down to the wall walks.
Yeah. And I really do think that with the box jumps it does make a big difference. So I know that rebounding box jumps is way faster. I know it's way faster, but yeah, this is, just looking at, so kind of going into my strategy, depending on where they're at, like I said, the Open's not going to test the elite athletes. It's really going to be just about getting to the next stages. I think that goal is if people can look at this like an EMOM, you're going to get 5 rounds. I mean, that's an honest, if you look at this as a athlete that's kind of looking at this, and that's where you can actually start to learn your pacing, because if you're like, okay, can I actually do 3 wall walks in 1 minute? Because that's going to give you even more of a pacing strategy going into it, and then if people can approach it more like that, they can kind of go a little bit quicker or a little bit slower based on their level. That's my thoughts.
So I have a question for you, Cheryl. I know that Christy doesn't rebound in the off season just to stay healthy, right? And then as the season approaches, she starts doing it more. Do you do that? Or do you know that if other athletes do that same technique?
Absolutely. Yeah, I do. I will say I probably rebound a box jump workout maybe 3 or 4 times a year. If they came up in a competition, I might. So the year of the regionals where there was a workout, it was a chipper and it was like there was box jump overs in it. I rebounded all of those because it is a lot quicker. So yeah, it is good to save the ankles. It's one of those movements that the Achilles, people don't like to spend a lot of time warming up. How many? I'm sure you get this cat in your gym. What's probably, well, congratulations, brand new. But like, people are like, I don't want to waste the reps. These workouts, if I'll be honest, anybody that's doing the open, they want to get the best score for themselves, not because they're trying to go on to the next level. We can talk about that. Like I said, it's not going to matter for the elite athletes, but those people are like, I just want to get the best score for myself. Rather than redoing the workouts, spend 10, 15 minutes going into the gym and practicing these movements in combination, seeing how your body feels, and then give yourself a break and then get after it, because that's going to be the best way for you to get the best score without stressing yourself out and honestly losing fitness because you're obsessing about wall walks and box jump overs for 3 days. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to waste a rep guy.
Yeah. I do think that top level athletes, I had just written down that I think we're going to see like 7+ rounds. I think that we're going to see some people doing 2-minute rounds on this. I think it is possible to get 3 wall walks and 12 dumbbell snatches in a minute, and the box jump overs being the pacer. The dumbbell snatches is where, as an elite athlete trying to get the best score, is where you're going to be gripping and ripping and muscle snatching and kind of using that. And the box jump overs, like you said, the wall walks, the workout, I'm going to be cruising through the dumbbell snatches and the box jump overs because the wall walks are slow. You really can only go so fast on those.
We're good. We'll take a peek in at Noah and Pat going. Sure we will.
Kat, are you guys doing Friday Night Lights?
We are. Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the scaled stuff right now. It looks like there's a scaled wall walk, dumbbell snatches, and box jump overs for scaled.
So are they already? They're already on their second round.
Yeah, 130 in.
So there's gonna be 7+ rounds, easy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for the
Noah
elites,
was about
for sure.
103.
All right, I'm printing out the standards just so we can figure out.
Now, I'll be
what the deal
honest,
is.
men versus women on this workout, looking at the surface area of that box is why. So people that like to compare men versus women, I honestly think that is like the worst thing, because a workout is very different for a female versus a guy. Like this workout for guys, the box jump overs are actually easier because the surface area going down on that step is only 20 inches. Whereas for most of the females, it's going to be a 24-inch surface area. So it's going to be a longer distance for us, unless you have women that are going to, I don't want to call it cheating, but they are going to find the small 12, 16-inch box surface area to work off of.
So Noah is definitely out fast.
Yeah.
With the women, since they haven't gone yet, this is going to be a DB workout. She killed wall walks last year. For her, the step down is going to be easy. She's much taller, and it's just ripped through the snatches, right?
Yeah, this one is really, yeah, I agree.
She's also got that back injury, though. She may not just grip it and rip it.
35-pound dumbbell snatches, though.
For an elite athlete.
It's no big deal.
Open. If it was a games, yeah, but.
I mean, honestly, the box jumps and the dumbbell snatches are a little bit back intensive.
Mm-hmm.
This is a pretty back intensive workout, especially if you are now just watching these wall walks. I think something else that people that are watching this at home can really be looking at is if you watch when they're bringing their feet up, they actually bring their butt up, because if you're smart, you do that. A lot of what I watched last year, a lot of people doing is not doing that. And it makes their steps in so much harder, so much smaller. They're almost staying in this arched position. Whereas if you get into that pike position, it makes the wall walk so much easier. And I'll be honest, I think having a slidey surface like that is going to make it easier too. So if you guys can find a wall that has, like the gym that I'm at, we have one side of our gym has all whiteboards. So it makes it your feet slide pretty easily like a piece of plexiglass. The sides that are going to have the rough edges or the rough surface like a stone or a brick is going to be a little bit different.
One little thing I'm seeing here is, I don't know if you saw in the snatches, Pat went really close to Noah's lane, like trying to intimidate him, throwing that dumbbell around.
I love
you can
Pat
see
Miller,
though, they're
man.
so close.
So what round are they on now? They're literally crushing this workout. So
4, 5.
Oh gosh, they're not even 5 minutes in. Ugh.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's
Yeah, Noah's 123 reps in.
Yeah, this is the fourth round.
one round is 15, 12, and 3. So 30 reps per round, 36, 91, 20 sets. He's 4 rounds in. He's on his 5th round. So he's
And he's
almost
only
a minute around.
A third of the way
Like
through.
I said, I was thinking 2 minutes. I'm like 2 minutes. So 2 minutes around is probably like going to be for your like intermediate level athletes. I would say people that are 2 minutes around are probably going to be in that quarterfinals to semifinals area. And then as you can see here, we're going 1 minute, maybe minute and 15 around.
If you're a podium athlete.
Huh?
Yeah.
If you're a podium athlete.
Yeah, exactly.
Minute to minute 15.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it really just comes down to, honestly, the speed of the wall walk is really what it's going to be, because the box jump overs and the dumbbell snatches for the majority of the games athletes aren't going to look much different. It's really going to be the wall walks.
Okay, I'm going to take a quick break from the share to see if our fantasy people are here yet, but they are not.
Can't believe I haven't
Okay.
done wall walks in over a year. That sucks.
I actually did some this morning. But long story short, I have changed my training schedule for me. And I told Scott, I want to talk to some people about this, but I've been working out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday as my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I've been resting on Friday and Monday, because for me, a normal person that has a full-time job, that I'm not a full-time athlete. I find that my training has been way more productive on Saturday and Sunday when I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about being on a schedule. And during the week, I just prioritize, 1 or 2 pieces, and the rest of it's kind of like the volume accumulation on movements. And that's been super helpful for me. So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
I love it. That's great.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Scott, do we have matching shirts on?
Yeah.
What's happening here?
Well, I have the
okay.
No Bull
No.
CrossFit.
Mine's the Costco special.
Mine's the free First Form special. Whenever you order from First Form, they say you get a
They give you
mystery
something?
shirt. So I always get the men's large cheese.
Scott,
That's funny.
Yeah.
look at the message.
You
get
cut.
on. Fantasy can't get on.
Okay.
Too many people?
Yeah, I can knock off. I mean, honestly, guys, I'm going to be excited to see what the
Did
girls.
she send it in Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of drama on this one. It's kind of,
Yeah.
pretty straightforward. Just kind of have to slog through it.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess
It's kind of like, I feel bad if you're really a good athlete, because it's going to suck way more if you're good.
they always do. I mean, they always do.
Right.
And that's why, if I'm going to leave anybody with anything, so your guys' fantasy people can get on here, is one, if you're not, honestly, nobody should be redoing these workouts. Do it, have fun. But the strategy really should be that rather than redoing the workout, take the 15 to 20 minutes before you're going to do the workout, even if it's an hour before or it's the morning before, and actually practice the movements, because everybody's going to have a different strategy on the wall walks. Everybody's going to have a different strategy on the box jumps. The dumbbell snatches are what they are, so just really giving yourself an opportunity to see how you should execute the workout the best. And that's going to be my only thing. And I think 5+ should be the goal for most people.
Yeah. And it's all about the wall walks, pretty much.
That's it.
Well, joining us now is Catherine Butler from Fantasy Fitnessing, and she has been querying her database since the announcement has been read. So I know that you're looking at what athletes have done really well in events with these movements. And we're going to go through your brackets from the hero division to the, what's the other one called?
We have heroes and hopefuls.
Heroes and hopefuls.
Yeah.
And we'll pick a couple from each one, or one from each one, whatever you want to do, Catherine. So take it away.
I kind of just went through and searched like what movements sort of. And in terms of picking people, I think it's actually like a blend between 21.1 and 21.2 because it's got all the box jump overs and snatches and all that. So it was just, I thought first we'd pick who we think's going to win the head-to-heads that are live right now. Who do you guys, well, I know they're halfway through, but Brandon Shadburn or Olsen Vellner?
So I think Olsen and Brandon.
Yeah, those are my picks too. Anybody else have picks?
Well, if those are your picks, they're my picks. So.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
Because in 21.1, Olsen beat Vellner, and in 21.1, Brandon beat Shadburn. And it was also the same in 21.2. So if you put it all together, that's, where it goes.
Yeah.
So I just
all
went
else
through
being equal, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's
That's
a bit
why
different.
that's why I'm going to win the Open Madness.
It's really just based on injury. Injuries took out so many brackets last year. It was crazy. But so I just kind of looked through and who kind of were the top athletes that came out in those events for each bracket. So I looked at 21.1 and then the games event for the hero brackets because they've all did that games wall walk event, number 4, and then 21.2. And the athletes that kind of jumped out is O'Brien was 4th in 21.1 and 1st in the wall walk at the games. So in terms of those just taking time, she's fast. Another name that came out is Carrie, also got 3rd at the wall walk event at the games and was 1st in 21.2 with the snatches and box jump overs.
Oh yeah, remember that? Oh my gosh. That was insane.
So those would be kind of the two that sort of come out on top in terms of the sort of hero brackets or female hero brackets. And then looking at the men's side, apparently Saxon is really good at wall walks because he was 5th in 21.1 and 4th in the event at the games. So out of our bracket, he was the top 3 both times. And then Justin was 6th in 21.1 and 2nd at the games event 4. And then in 21.2, it kind of pulled out some other guys with Adler was 1st and then Houdet was 3rd and Vellner was 9th. So those would be the top 3 sort of hero bracket guys. So it's interesting that like the wall walk guys and the guys that came out at 21.2 are just the different lists of athletes. So it is a blend definitely there between skill sets, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on the hopeful side, we have less data, right? Because most of those are not games athletes yet.
Yeah, there's a few that have gone to the game. So I did see sort of who was there. But for the hopeful side, Sasha Nieves, who we know is going team, but we have team people in the brackets because they're still fun to watch. She was 34th in 21.1, and then she was 20th actually in the wall walk event at the games. And then Laura Clifton was also at the games, and she got 12th in the wall walk event. And then another name that came out sort of in the top 3 in 21.1 and 21.2 is Lucy Campbell. She was 80th in 21.1 and then 15th in 21.2. So she's pretty consistent for 2 of the 4 scores kind of out of the open last year for her. And then, so yeah, and Ellie Turner was 4th in 21.2, so she'll probably be pretty speedy on that side of things. And then just looking at the like hopeful men.
I have Ellie Turner winning my hopeful bracket.
I think that's a pretty solid Solid call. I need to do a poll to see how many people agree with you. We'll maybe pull some of that out once it all locks down. I think it's tomorrow at noonish. On the hopeful men's side, Colton Mertens actually came out in the games event 4 and 21.2 on top. So he was 15th in the games event 4 and 3rd in 21.2. So he might be one to watch. And then on top,
he might have some issues stepping down from the box.
Yeah.
Right, 24-inch box stepping down
because of the standard change.
He can bound, but that's going to be an issue for him.
Yeah, that's a super.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
no, interrupt away. That was great because that will definitely change things because he is springy kind of thing. And then Augustin Riquelme, he was 30th in 21.1 and 18th at the games in event 4. So he could be an interesting one to watch too.
Vellner won.
I was trying not to interrupt, but I was like, when I watched him get past, he passed him. It was so close. 11 rounds, I think.
Wow.
Ugh.
I was loving watching your face as you were watching that. I was like, I want to know what's going on.
I'm like, this is so exciting. Sorry. This is like the best time of year. It's like Christmas for CrossFitters. So
it is. 100%.
It really is. Oh man.
That's gross.
So who's your pick of all the top athletes to win on the women's side and the men's side?
In the overall in the open?
No. Just week 1. Now that we know the workout.
I will pick O'Brien and Saxon, I think, would be my 2 picks to win 21.
I'm going to go, now that I know the stats, I'm going to go Emma Carey and Jeffrey Adler. Anybody else?
Okay.
I like Mao. I think that's going to be a good.
I want Annika Greer to win.
Ooh, that's a good pick, actually.
And I don't have a guy in mind, really. Saxon or Adler are great picks.
Yeah.
Charlie, you got anything?
I'm going to go with Guy is going to win it.
Really?
Randomly. Why not? Just throw somebody out there as a dark horse.
And if it hits, you look like a superstar.
Yeah.
If you don't, we move on to next week. So my female's going to be. I'm going to say Christy because you do them all the time. So why not? That step down is going to be hard for her.
Good workout for her.
Yeah, that step down's going to be weird for her though, too. I think.
Yeah. But if she always
didn't you say that's what she always does?
Yeah, it's just I don't think she can be as fast because she's shorter. That's all.
She's not that short.
Yeah,
she's
you got
taller than me, and it's
well,
only
that's because you're 4'10".
I know, but
honest.
I can fly on box jump overs stepping down.
And as a short athlete, you learn how to jump up with your feet to where one is always that far corner.
You're always ready to go.
Yeah, you're always pivoting. So that's what
I can sometimes step up and jump up and step down faster than people can bound. That's not going to be my problem. It's going to be the wall walks that I don't want to do.
All right, kids, I'm going to hop off because I'm going to go get my training session done for the day.
Awesome.
But yeah, this one's going to be a gasser. 11 rounds plus. It's going to be fun. So
sweet dreams.
Oh yeah. I'm just happy that my broken freaking toe is not hurting on wall walks anymore. So, because I was worried that was going to happen, and I'm like not going to be able to do the workout because my toe hurts. That sounds That sounds like I'm being a baby, guys, but my toe was really, really injured. I'm being honest. So,
and
she had to have
really hurt your toe. Like if you slip down,
that's what I'm saying.
She showed me the picture. She had to get a toenail restitched onto her foot.
Oh, dude, not pretty.
It was.
So, Leave it to me to have the weirdest things happen. That's like, I'm the girl that you're like, really, Cheryl? Yep, that's me. So, anyways, good luck with all the fantasy fitnessing.
Thank you.
And I will talk to you guys soon. I'm excited to see who's going to win between Danielle and Bethany. So,
Yeah,
I'm
that'll be a good
gonna go
matchup.
Danielle. So, but
All right.
bye, guys.
See you soon,
Good luck,
Cheryl.
See ya.
So I want to finish up our broadcast with, we're going to do throughout the season, and we're going to change the panelists as we do this, and that is the training camp power rankings. And there's no rules. We're just saying training camp power rankings. You can rank them however you want, use whatever criteria you want, but I want to make it an open discussion and get some engagement with you, the audience. So I'm going to go around the horn here and have people tell you their top 5 and why. Who wants to go first?
Cat.
You want me to go first? Okay. I only actually have 4. And I don't do things like the way everyone else does them. So I'm basing mine on where I would like to go and train, right? Because of all the people and the things and the surroundings, and they're not necessarily in order either. So I'm gonna break all the rules and just be super annoying about my picks. However, this would be
It's
my
okay
pick.
to sit on that fence.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely, all right, here's the deal. Underdogs. Ashley Kotler, Justin Kotler, Ivy Kotler, Jax Kotler. Enough said. I want to be adopted and live with them and be part of their family. And I think Bethany and Danielle are super fun, and it just looks like a great place to be. So underdogs, easy pick for me. Mayhem. I went to Cookville once. Within 5 minutes, I wanted to move there. I still would like to move there. I think someday I would like to be there. I just listened to a podcast with Jim Hensel, and man, I would love to work with that guy. What an incredibly smart, grounded, prophetic man. And I hear he's in Cookville, so I would want to go to Mayhem for sure and be part of that team. And they've got some good athletes too, so that'd be cool. Proven specifically because Sydney Wells and I could get crumble cookies every weekend and taste test them. And I also feel like, I know Lisa Wells, the mom, is not living there, but I could sub in. We've had some really good girl mom conversations in the past, and I feel like I could be the surrogate mom for those two while she's home and away. So Proven would be one of my guesses. And then my 4th pick, of course, because of my buddy Max Elhaj, who we have yet to get on the show, but I would love to interview him, is Training Think Tank. Because Georgia, and why not? I just think he's a super smart guy and one of the first CrossFit celebrity people that I started a personal relationship with. And I call it a personal relationship. He probably calls it a Facebook stalker, but that's what it is. We talked, we connected, and Training Think Tank. So those are my 4 top.
All right. I actually did mine as a power ranking. So I want to bring it back around a little bit, and I'll go, and then I'll let the other 2 go. So this was really hard for me. When you start listing out all the training camps that exist now, it is really, really hard.
Oh,
and it breaks my heart that underdogs did not make my top 5.
Really?
What?
Breaks my heart because as with Kat, I love Justin, Ashley, Jax, and Ivy. They are the coolest family ever. And I love all the athletes there, but they have no dominant male proven athlete. They have no team.
Whoa.
Now, Matt may be that as the season goes on, and hopefully they move into my top 5. But right now, and Ricky Garrard, we don't know. That's a big unknown. So number 5, Training Think Tank. Sarah gives them a legit female for the first time that could actually compete, along with Travis and Noah. They have a very good, solid team that does very well every year. And so they are my number 5. Number 4 is Hard Work Pays Off with the defending champ, Justin Medeiros, and Mal O'Brien on the male and female side. Then you have the up-and-comer Jason Hopper, along with Jake Marconi, who is a solid athlete who performs very well. Yes, ma'am.
Justin isn't a hard work pays off athlete, is he?
He is.
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
He's still
Like,
coached by.
I mean, I thought he was like a podium. He's a podium athlete, but he's not a. I don't. Okay.
Yeah, so
You
they
probably know better than
work
me.
together. Yeah. My number 3 is the training plan. Yami Tinkinen, is that his name? Yami Tinkinen. And that is the new super team with Annie Thorsdottir, Con Porter, Tola Moraquinho, and Lauren Fisher, along with Katrin Davidsdottir, who I think will rebound a little bit this year, moving back to Iceland, and BKG, one of the most solid athletes in the field.
You don't think that baby's going to be a problem that she has?
Who, Katrin?
Yeah.
She's not pregnant.
She's
Stop the rumors.
Over. She's
Clickbait.
gone.
Number 2, Mayhem. They're going to win the team division again, as they always do. They have a second team who probably will qualify for the games, and Haley, Cara Saunders, Bailey Rail. Then you have Royce Dunn, Guy, Tyler Christophel. Yeah, they're pretty stacked across the board. So I will put them at number 2, but got to go number 1, Proven, with Sachs moving there. That gives them a top 5 male athlete, teaming up with the 5-time defending champ, Tia Claire Toomey. Then you add in the Wells sisters, Will Morad, Cole Gearshaver?
Grayshaver.
Shaber.
There you go.
Shaber. There we go. And I think that is a completely stacked team, and they are my number 1 going into the season. All this is subject to change after we see the open.
Of course. and people get hurt and everything else. I have a 5th. Sorry. The program, Mallorca. Only because I just really want to go to Mallorca. I've heard it's really nice. And Jacqueline Dahlstrom is my doppelganger, my 20-year-old younger, more beautiful doppelganger.
There you go.
There you go.
Catherine, you got one?
Yeah, all of them were said. I'd say I guess my 5th to work up would be the program, because Gabby Magala's with the program too, isn't she? Yeah.
Correct.
Yep. So them, and then Mayhem, they're just building.
How can you not?
Yeah, it's kind of a given. And then the training plan with the Icelandic crew and like the Aussie and American thrown in there, with BKG. And I'm giving Davidsdottir 1 more season before I say she's done. I know.
Too kind. You're too kind.
I know. I'm hoping the move will trigger like a change and growth, and I don't know. I think she needed a change. Most athletes change coaches at some point within 8 years in a professional setting. So hopefully that change, I'll give her 1 more tackle. And then hard work pays off, and then Proven on top, because Tia's on top. And especially now they got Saxon. Like, I'm waiting for them to drop a team. Like,
yeah, maybe next year.
I'm like, you got Will Morad, you got Street, you got Sydney Wells. Let's find somebody else.
Ooh, maybe they will.
Like, it's super doable. Because I know they have some other girls like in the videos and stuff. I just don't know who they are.
Well, that's a really good point too, Catherine, because, I mean, Sydney, as much as we're rooting for her and she's getting better, I don't know that she's games ready, right?
No, and
as an individual, and
yeah.
Right. So that would make sense. I mean, crap. How cool would it be to have Sydney and Brooke on a team 1 year? Maybe Brooke goes team to just give herself a little bit of a break.
Oh, that would be a fun team to watch.
That'd be super cool. You wouldn't know who's who.
No. Be like Anna Wells.
Somebody'd have to wear like, you know, a blue ribbon and a red ribbon or something. Yeah. But yeah, and Street. I mean, Street's solid, but you know, not quite
He's not.
and maybe
competing
Cole
this year.
Grayshaber. Oh, he's not.
No, he announced today.
Will,
he's not.
Will,
he's
Will and
taking the
Cole.
year off.
Will and Cole. There you go. There's our team.
There you go.
Love it.
We just made a proven
Yeah.
team. Damn.
I'll call Nick. Yo, Nick.
Charlie, what's your top 5?
So, number 5, I've got Underdogs. All the ladies that you talked about, plus Allison Scuds, I think will make a push too. Lugos, though I don't like his height, he's my guy now. He performed well. Number 4, I have Think Tank. All of those 3 guys you said, Sarah, plus I'm telling you, Amy Kringle is going to make another push.
Yeah, and one person I didn't mention is Alexis Raptis, who was
Raptis.
just an eyelash away from the games last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Travis. I mean, Travis is still there. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Him, perennial games athlete.
We always forget about him, but he's always there.
I said Travis.
Yeah.
That's my boy.
We don't ever forget Travi.
Never.
Number 3, I have Brute. You've got Emma, you've got all the kids, Jason Carroll, Krennikov, who's actually, I don't know if he'll make it out the open, but we'll see. You've got
You're terrible.
the Souter brothers. So Brute's my 3rd. 2, I'm going with Proven for all the reasons that everyone said, but I got to go with Mayhem first. You forgot Lazar's in there, or Lucas.
Oh, yeah.
Whichever one.
Lazar.
Yeah.
It's
He's there,
Lazar,
too.
yeah.
Lazar, that's a top 10 games athlete. We left him off the Mayhem list.
Exactly.
It's so deep.
Yeah.
And Cara Saunders.
Yeah.
Was she on the list?
Yeah. You know, the Brute guy that I think is gonna make a huge jump is Phil Toon. After talking to him and doing some research, like, that dude's ready to make a jump.
Yep.
Yeah, and Mayhem's also got, I think, Raquel Mays with them down there. Like, they've got a few South American athletes that are going to come out, too.
Yep.
Well, I guess
And
they
they
haven't
have
picked one spot. There's just one left, but, you know.
Most importantly, they have a new puppy. Have you seen the yellow lab?
We did.
William Wallace? Okay. That's all I'm saying. It's another reason why I'd go down there.
And one that I, like, just wanted to say, but isn't, is Decacomp, just because got to represent Canada, got to have, you know. And Vellner, Ellie Turner. I don't know if you've heard of them, but, you know.
Michelle does a nice job with them, for sure.
Yeah.
Quietly.
And isn't Freya there too?
Possibly. I'm not
She
100%
might be,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She's
I think it's odd we've had this discussion, and like the old school camps are not Invictus, Comp Train, didn't make any of our top 5s.
Yeah.
I thought about Invictus.
Just an observation.
Who's in it? I don't even.
Comp Train's got Sam
Spiegel.
Font and Chandler Smith and Barnhart.
Yeah, and Invictus has Spiegel and Reagan. Love Reagan, but
Love Reagan.
probably
I'd love
not.
to see Reagan go team again. That would be cool. She and Danny would have a blast on a team, but she's not moving. So
Yeah.
Reagan's not moving. That is. Cool. I like that. That was fun.
Yeah, it was really fun.
So Bethany and Danielle look like they are doing rep for rep synchro.
They probably agreed to that. Hey, let's just.
I feel like they probably just can naturally fall into sync.
Right. They probably do it all the time.
Training all.
Now Bethany pulled ahead. But yeah, that was fun. I'm going to take all these lists and I'm going to post them on Instagram so that we can get some engagement with that, because we'd love to hear who you think the top 5 training camps are, and continue this discussion. And we'll do it again next week, and we'll do it with a different 4, because we'll get their opinions, and things are going to change. It's going to be fluid throughout the season.
Sweet.
So,
For sure.
well, with that, we're going to jump off here and watch the end of this open announcement. so we can see who wins between Danielle and Bethany. But until next week, this is the Rig Report, and we'll see you next time.
See you.
Later.